Hello, class. This is Professor Bruce Miller here, and I am here to talk about functions and loops. And chapter 6, we talk about the very beginning of what a function is, and I wanted to kind of give you an explanation because sometimes the book is long and wordy. So let's get the guts of a function. So let's look at here. So a function, what is a function? Well, a function is a set of code that is a block of code that only runs when I call it. So I can create this block of code, in this case, my function, and it is a repeated code that instead of having to rewrite it a bunch of times, I could create a function that I could just call and every time I call the function, that set of commands will go through. For example, in this case, it says my function. So if I run it, I've got to save it. So let me save first function, and I'm going to run it. Oh, let's say I used the wrong one. Let's try that. So let's try it again. So when I call a function, it's going to say hello world. And let's say I call the function a bunch of times. Okay? And it's just going to do the same thing over and over and over. So let's go back to the beginning. So we know that we use the def command. The def command creates the function. Then we create a name. For example, my function. So let's call this, I'm going to make a greeting. Let's say greet. And in the parameter, we're going to say name, okay? And I'm going to hit enter. And then I'm going to say return we'll say hello. Oh, look, it already helped me. So return hello, it's great to meet you. So that's saying every time that I call greet name, it's going to give me hello name, it's great to meet you. I could say return, which means that every time I run this function, it returns this. I could determine, say, I could say I want to return a number or return a string, but in this case, I'm just going to return this. So I could do that, or I could just say print. I'm going to make it a print function. So every time I run it, it's going to say hello. So let's go down a few, and I'm going to say greet, and I'm going to say Bruce, except I didn't put it in quotation marks like I need to. And then I'm going to run it. And it's going to say, hello, Bruce. It's great to meet you. So I could add this to my code, and the person that, say, would create this program would say, oh, wow, look at this. This program is great to meet me. So I could create something like this where it creates, and every time you call the function, you would put in your parameters. So I could say greet Emily. I can do this now. There you go. And I run and it says, hi Bruce, and then hi Emily. And so this is called calling a function, where I'm using the name of the variable. You'll see the variable there. And this is the parameter name. And that's just the very beginning. Here's another example. In this case, I created a function called multiply. This is one in the book. And I created the variables x and y. I could call this anything I want. I'm just making it something that's relevant to what I'm doing. and that X has to be used there, and that Y has to be used there. And so whenever I call, like here I'm calling it, so that first number would be X, and the second number would be Y. And whatever's first is going to be the first one, and whatever second is going to be the second one. And so when I'm using this, I have to remember that. So when I print multiply 5, 6, what it does is it outputs the value of 6 times, or 5 times 6, and it returns this little function here, return product, and it comes down here and prints 30. And I can run another one, and I could print multiply 7, 8, and I'm going to try that, and I'm going to run it, and it's going to say 56, and that is true. So in the book says this is called a keyword, where this is the name, the variable name of the function. I have the command def, which tells Python that I'm creating a function. Here are the parameters, x and y, and then I have the return value. And the return value is telling Python what I want to return. And I could have it return a print function, I could have it return a product in this case. Let's try and create this one that's used in the book. And the book talks about creating a function called, and let me go back to it, convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. So it says convert Celsius cell to Fahrenheit. And so what it does is, I kind of went ahead and did it already. It actually, this program did. And so Celsius to Fahrenheit, that is, this is the name of the function. The parameter is Celsius. And then I create this Fahrenheit equals Celsius times, and this is a formula that's in the book, Fahrenheit minus 32 times 5 divided by 9. So, and so this is converting that the opposite way. And so let's go Fahrenheit. Yeah, no, that's right, that's right. So Celsius equals 9.0. So when I run the function, and I say Celsius to Fahrenheit, and I say 100, so it's 100 degrees today. Today is Sunday, and it's 100 degrees. I'm like, what is that in Celsius? So I'm going to look, and it is 56. And so we're calling the function. The function here is called Celsius to Fahrenheit, and I'm going to insert the Celsius temperature, and it was converted to Fahrenheit in this way.